Imagine a world on the edge of a great change. A time when light was a luxury. Electricity, a rare and fragile magic found only in laboratories and the homes of the rich. The great cities of the late 19th century still lived by the dim glow of gas lamps and the heavy breath of steam engines. But somewhere, in the mind of an immigrant from a distant land, a storm was brewing. Ideas, so far ahead of their time that even today, they sound like science fiction. This is the story of Nikola Tesla, a man celebrated as a genius, dismissed as a madman, and remembered as one of the most mysterious figures in history. A man who dreamed not just of lighting the world, but of giving it free, limitless energy. A man whose death would trigger a secret government scramble to seize his most guarded papers. But who was he? Was Nikola Tesla a prophet of the modern age, silenced by powerful forces, who feared what he might give the world? Or was he simply a brilliant mind, lost in his own obsessions? Our journey begins in a small village in the Austrian Empire, on a night lit by fire from the heavens. Nikola Tesla was born at midnight, between July 9th and July 10th, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, in what is now Croatia. That night, the skies were alive with a violent lightning storm. The story goes, as Tesla's mother labored, the midwife, watching the lightning, whispered, "This child will be off the light." His mother replied, almost like a prophecy, "No, of the storm." From the very beginning, young Nikola was different. He could see machines in his mind in perfect detail and build them without drawing a single blueprint. He had what he called a visual memory, so sharp that he could memorize entire books, word for word. His mother was an inventor of household gadgets. His father, a priest, wanted Nikola to join the church, but Tesla's heart belonged to the hidden forces of nature. Still, he had strange habits, an obsession with the number 3, a fear of pearls, and visions, bright flashes of light that interrupted his thoughts. Was this genius, or the early signs of a mind that would one day teeter on the edge of reality? By the 1880s, Tesla's journey brought him to the United States. He arrived in New York with little more than a few coins and a letter of introduction to the famous inventor, Thomas Edison. Edison, already a giant in the electrical world, gave him work improving his DC machines. Tesla delivered results beyond expectation. But when Tesla asked for the promised payment, Edison laughed and said to Tesla that, "You don't understand our American humor." After hearing this, Tesla walked away. That walk led to one of the greatest rivalries in history, the War of Currents. Edison's direct current, safe, steady, but weak over distance, versus Tesla's alternating current, powerful enough to send electricity across miles. It wasn't just science, it became a public battle. Edison's side staged public electrocutions, even of animals, to brand AC as dangerous. Tesla, meanwhile, stunned crowds with spectacular demonstrations, lighting lamps wirelessly, sending electricity crackling through his own body without harm. In 1893, at the Chicago World's Fair, Tesla's AC lit the entire event. Soon, AC was powering cities across America. Tesla had won the battle. But the war was far from over. Tesla was not satisfied with victory. His mind leapt decades ahead. He imagined a world connected, not just by wires, but by invisible waves. He built the Colorado Springs laboratory, where he created artificial lightning, some bolts reaching 40 meters into the air. Neighbors reported seeing sparks dance along the ground and hearing a strange hum in the night. Tesla claimed he had tapped into the very resonance of the earth and could send electricity through the ground to anywhere in the world. In 1901, Tesla began work on his grandest dream, the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island. It would transmit not only wireless communication, but also wireless electricity, energy for everyone and anywhere. But when one of his financiers realized there would be no way to meter and sell the electricity, funding stopped. Construction halted. The tower stood as a silent monument to what could have been, until it was finally demolished in 1917. Some say this was the moment Tesla's fate turned. He had dared to imagine a world where power was free, and in doing so, he made powerful enemies. Tesla's later inventions were stranger still. A remote-controlled boat. Years before anyone else imagined wireless control. A mechanical oscillator that, he claimed, could bring down buildings. And his most controversial idea was the teleforce weapon, what newspapers called the death ray. Tesla claimed it could destroy entire armies from miles away, and that it could make war impossible by making attack suicidal. But he never revealed the full details. Was it because it didn't work, or because the world wasn't ready? By the 1910s and 1920s, Tesla was fading from public view. He lived in New York hotels, moving often when he couldn't pay the bills. His closest companions became the pigeons in Central Park. He claimed he could understand them, and once said he loved a particular white pigeon as one would love a human being. Even then, he made startling predictions. Wireless communication, radar, imaging technology, most of which came true, long after his death. On 7th January, 1943, in the New York hotel, 86 years old, Tesla found dead in his room. The cause was coronary thrombosis heart attack. But within hours, officials from the U.S. Office of Alien Property arrived. They seized all his papers, drawings, and prototypes. Some were returned to his family years later. Others have never been seen again. Among them, according to rumor, were the complete plans for the death ray. In the middle of World War II, such a weapon would have been beyond value. And so, the legend of Nikola Tesla grew, not just as the father of alternating current, but as the man who might have unlocked limitless energy and weapons too powerful to reveal. Was Tesla's death simply the quiet end of an old inventor's life? Or was it the silencing of a man who knew too much? Did he truly discover a way to give the world free energy? Was the death ray real? And if it was, who controls that knowledge today? Perhaps, like the lightning on the night of his birth, Tesla was a force of nature, too wild, too unpredictable to be contained. A man, not just of the light, but of the storm.